Because the goal isn't for you to have your whole life figured out. Like, that is the defining factor on whether or not you succeed in this process. Most important thing that I want you guys to have and achieve. I used to stay in jobs that I hated because I couldn't afford to leave. Now I can leave whenever I want. And here's the account that made that all possible. And before you think this is some save $10,000 advice, it's not. The first time that I set this up, I put $50 into it. But those $50 literally changed how my brain worked. And let me explain. Most people have two accounts, your checking and your savings. But here's the problem with that. Your savings gets raided every time something big in life happens. Like your car breaks, or you have a medical bill, or you want to quit your job, but you can't because your savings is already gone. So what I did was I added a third account and I gave it one job. And that was to make sure that I never had to stay anywhere I didn't want to be. And I call it my fuck this fund. This will be a little bit of a different video, you guys, not in my normal setup, but I still wanted to get something up before the new year for you guys. And so I hope you enjoy this one. It's a little bit more informal. Here's what nobody's telling you. Once you create an account like this, you stop operating from fear and you start making choices based on things that you actually want. See, most people think the problem is, I don't make enough money. I don't have enough money. Valid feelings, but that's not really the problem. The problem is you have all of your money in the wrong buckets. Here's what I did. 3 separate accounts, 3 totally different jobs for each of those accounts. And you need all 3, and let me explain why. Account 1 is your oh shit fund. So this is like a high yield savings account. I personally use the Amex, but I have been looking at Marcus. And this is for emergencies only, right? Again, if your car breaks down, you have medical bills, your car insurance that you forget that you pay for every 6 months gets taken out of that account. That happened to me actually on the 24th. So the goal for this first account is to have 3 to 6 months of expenses in it. I started with $1,000 because I forgot who, Dave Ramsey, I don't know, I don't remember the name, but that helped me sleep better, just having those $1,000 there. What I started with when I first started working. This is the key, like this isn't the same as your fuck this fund. The oh shit fund is for when life happens to you. And the fuck this fund is when you make something happen. So that's the clear difference that I want to set before we get into the fuck this fund. There's different purposes and both are very important. Account 2, the fuck this fund. This is the game changer. This is liquid cash. You can access it immediately, whenever, and it has one job. And that is so that you never have to stay anywhere that you don't want to be or that you don't feel comfortable to be at. And so in this fund, I like keeping 2 to 3 months of bare minimum expenses. And when I say bare minimum, I'm like, again, bare minimum ramen and air, rice and beans, lettuce and ice. And this doesn't include like going out. There's no going out, you're staying in. Here's the truth. You don't need a year's worth of expenses to leave a bad situation. I promise you, everything's figure outable. And if there's a will, there's a way. I know that's cliche. Whoa, I rhymed, but genuinely deemed true out of so many situations that I've been through in my life. So you just need enough to survive for like 60 to 90 days. And I promise once you have that, like your entire decision-making process changes and you stop asking like, can I afford to leave? And you start asking, do I want to stay? Now, on to my favorite account. This is called the Rich Auntie Fund. And this is for investing. This is where you build wealth. For me, I have a Roth IRA. That is money that I do not touch. Like I forget I even have it. It's not for emergencies and it's not for exits and it's not for going out. This is the I want to retire early, travel and live my life and not have to worry about money type of account. What I do is I automate $200 a month. Some months I'll put more, some months I'll put less. It genuinely just depends on what I'm prioritizing. And the main priority for this account is that it's growing in the background while I'm living my life. Here's the most important thing. You can't do account 3, Rich Auntie Fund, until you have account 1 and account 2. Because if you invest the money that you actually need, you'll just panic sell the second life happens. And trust me, ask me how I know. And that's why I don't want you to go through that. All right, so I went through all that, I explained it. Nice, but how do you set all of this up? Step one, open your oh shit fund. So this is a high yield savings. Again, specifically, I use Amex because at the time they were having a higher APY, but I'm currently looking at Marcus and I know there's a few others, and link it to your checking account, but don't get a debit card for it. You want friction. You don't want to be able to easily access that money unless it's like emergencies, right? Step two is open your fuck this fund. That's a separate savings or checkings account. Ideally, you want to open it at a separate bank. And step three is open your rich auntie. There's so many different accounts that you can use for investing. I personally just did a Roth IRA because that's what fit. And I use Fidelity, but I heard Vanguard to be great, but make sure again to do your own research and pick the ones that fit your personal needs. And if you don't know what a Roth IRA is, I'll link a full breakdown below. Step four is automate everything. Every time you get paid, money splits automatically. So you can send a percentage to your oh shit fund, a percentage to your fuck this fund. And once you have both of those, then you send a percentage to your rich auntie fund. And automation is non-negotiable. You have to automate it. Like that is the defining factor on whether or not you succeed in this process. If you have to manually transfer every single time, you simply won't do it. I tried it and I failed multiple times. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're probably like, I don't make enough money for all three accounts. Like, how do you expect me to just save all this money when I have to pay for so many things? Very valid concern. And I get it. When I started, I was just putting 20 bucks a month into my fuck this fund. $20 a month. But the importance of just those $20 a month was that it signaled to my brain that I'm not stuck, I'm building something, and that I have options. And that mental shift, that changes everything. That's like the most important thing that I want you guys to have and achieve, is that mental shift, because it alleviates a lot. So here's what I want you to do this week. If you don't have your oh shit fund, open your oh shit fund. It's free to open a high yield savings account and put $5 into it, 10 bucks. I don't care. Just open it and do it. And if you already have an oh shit fund, then open your fuck this fund. And just again, if it's $5, $10, it doesn't matter, because the goal isn't for you to have your whole life figured out. The goal is for you to stop feeling trapped by money, by systems, and by your thoughts. And if you want to see the exact apps, accounts, and everything that I personally use and personally do and how I automate everything, I'm dropping that video next week. So make sure to hit subscribe so you can follow along and not miss it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.